Go round to rise, Amamaseta, Ashidu, Ashite, Asho on vibrations, every bucka. May your mind, buckas, and souls be all. May your omits be sound. May your buckas be leaven off ground. When we keep to the breath, the orth, the mothor, the seon, the soul of Ra guides and keeps us all. Ayanma, I say Ra. The Ma'aed, L-I-E, say L, say I, Christ or a chaplain, Tata Amin Ra, the sound Messiah. That's Tata Amin say Ota Ra. I am my truth awareness, true talk, can be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma'el, that's intelligence, Aminology, to Ongodu. This is sound logic. And with all this being offered to humanity, being a fool is the collective choice. To raise Ray 1940. This is a sound logic calibration and orientation, reminding you that your mental health is directly tied to your etheric compass. So you need to retether yourself to Ba'am Ra. That's source sound. Go to jesus.com and get assisted by the sound Messiah. Get your coaching, get erected, get the solarization. Right away, you get the eye bucket to Omen. You get the Mathorian Kagadora file. Go to Amun Ra. Get those prints. Get the apparel. Wear with the Devil's Fair. Also, you know, we got the books. Get rid of those mental crooks. When you join up for Jesus.com, you get access to directionary.com. There, we teach you decoding the Ta'angodu sound logic, decoding search engine. You know the words of the dictionary, die your erection, and through Ta'angodu, you'll be speaking motion. I don't consent to draconian state, nor should you hashtag that in your post. Thought is a sport that spawns intelligence. Fungi.org. I was scrolling, visiting my Facebook, and I seen another one of these silly posts. So I'm gonna bust some stupidness out. Give you guys a choice if you want to continue to believe in this crap that belongs to dogs who bear ticks and who go by the clock. Your cot is locked to this bullshit. So we're gonna tell you what a reptile, what a reptilian really is, because none of you guys really have a clue. I shouldn't be saying you don't have a clue. You should feel it. But after this, you'll be able to sense it, because we're putting you back in your senses, getting rid of your eyes so you can realize. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get the meaning, the programmed meaning, what they want you to recognize when you look at those symbols collected together that spell reptile. Okay, so right here, this is Google. This is your authority, not mine. Okay, it says reptile. Most reptiles are oviparous with shelled eggs, although several species of squamates are viviparous, as were some extinct marine reptile. This is not even fucking talking about. This is some bullshit. Let's get some meaning here. Reptile. Fucking what is this bullshit? There we go. There we go. A vertebrate animal of a class that includes snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtles, tortoises. They are distinguished by having a dry, scaly skin, typically laying soft-shelled eggs and land. Alright? So what we know of this animal, this creature, is that it doesn't produce its own heat. Okay? So remember that this is not a debate on whether source evolved these things or if they were, one of the many things that were or I should say, cloned out of the source cell. This is about why it is chosen, okay, to be called a reptile. And it wants you to believe that this is what's controlling, what's ruling this atmosphere you call planet Earth. All part of a big spell, every one of those words. Okay? So you're looking at it. They got to bask out in the sun. They don't rear their own eggs. They just plant them in the ground and that's it. That's all they do. They let the what? They let the what? The Seon and the earth and everything do for them. Okay? They tell you to go and do, but they are not go do. All right? Okay, so this is the first part we're looking at. This is a pretty important thing here, right? Because the number one thing is they're dependent on source. They can't do the reproductive shit on their own. They're fully dependent on source. They can't heat themselves. Fully dependent on source. Okay? So now we're going to go to DeepSeek and we're going to find out what DeepSeek's going to tell us what a reptilian is. Okay? And then we're going to get into some decoding. All right, so this is a question. What does the word reptilian mean, deep dive? So, remember, I already have my information in my head. I'm asking these things to develop a contrast. Google is your reliable source. Okay, so this is going to represent what they want you to know. This is supposed to represent everything that, or summarization of the information that's out there. What they want you to know and what they want you to think they don't want you to know. Okay, so we're just going to read. I haven't read this yet. Okay, so this is going to be fresh for both of us. Reptilian has layered meanings from straightforward biological classification to controversial symbolic cultural concepts. The deep dive you're asking for must navigate through science, speculative literature, and modern conspiracy theories. Here's a summary of the word evolution across the primary domains: biological and zoological, of a relating to reptile class Reptilia. Key characteristics and associations: cold-blooded, scaly skin, vertebrae, lays eggs, evolved from ancient amphibians, ancestors of birds and mammals. Notable examples: lizards, snakes, turtles, crocodiles. Study of herpetology. Okay? Pop culture. Metaphor for primitive, cold, unfeeling, or manipulative traits: cold-bloodedness, emotionalness, calculating, manipulating, hidden control, deceit, primitive brain, base instincts, aggression. Villains like Dracula, reptilian traits: corporate, lizard, metaphor, reptilian brain, model, Jungian brain theory. Modern conspiracy theory: literal shape-shifting reptilian humanoids secretly ruling the world. Origin largely popularized by David Icke in the 1990s. Okay, we're going to skip through the stuff. I don't know how much time I have on my phone here. From biology to metaphor, biological traits. Anyways, you know what? To make sure I can get this in one video, we're just going to skip through this. You guys got enough information on what you believe reptilians are. Okay, so now we're going to look at that word. Okay, I don't have my pen. My son has kidnapped my pen. Okay, so reptilian. Okay, let's find the word so we can isolate it. All right. Okay, so reptilian, reptilian. Okay, so just in English, okay, you have two clear words that you're going to work from. Okay, you have represent, right? And then you have till. Okay, so that's the first clues that you guys are going to learn. Okay, so reptilians represent the till. Okay, so what is a form of a till that I've taught you about? And then I tell you that is the symbol of God itself. And the mowers. It's the hoe. Okay, the H-O, the hoe. This is what separates the stalk from the roots. Okay, the stem. Okay, this is the key code in system. It's scythe the stem. Okay, that's what system means. Okay, so we're learning what reptilian is. Okay, we're learning why they want you to accept these codes so they can maintain in controlling your mind. Because that is what the whole, if you believe the word, then you have to believe everything that comes with that word. So this is the key, what I'm breaking right now. Okay, you got it? Okay, so right there you have represent the till. Okay, so they're the hoes. Okay, so now we're gonna use sound to decode this word reptilian. Okay, so we have RE, which is to continue, to re-go. Okay, to continue on, sustain, everlasting. Okay, then we have P, that's famous, notorious, decode, standard, staple, parasite. Okay, so now we is to sustain the parasite. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at that word till because it still stands. You have the ta, which is to think, and then you have the I, which is the soul, and then you have an, which is artificial. Okay, so now is the thinking artificial man. Okay, so right there, reptilian means is that it is what maintains the artificial man. Okay, so now this is where it gets where you need to recognize what's going on here. Okay, so you know the maritime law, that's about the sea. Okay, but the land itself is soul oil. Okay, so this means that these reptilians, the word means that you maintain, you govern what is sown on the grounds. Okay, because this is the act of tilling, is maintaining the ground. Say you're planting some crops, right? And so you till the ground. Okay, you're the ones who maintain the grounds. Okay, so this word reptilian, you're understanding and accepting that they're in control. And they're not telling you what I'm telling you, because when you accept and you realize what this really means, then they can continue to pursue to live out that code. Okay, they don't control the soil. Okay, that's our job to do that. As a matter of fact, they have us doing what they want to do. Everybody's got a job. Their hands are in gloves. They don't touch the shit. You guys gotta know this. So these codes need to be broken so that we can stop doing what we're told to do through our language by choice. You understand? They can't tell you to stop. You gotta do it. You gotta come to your senses, people. This is what the calibration is all about. Okay? You have to see whenever you see the ion. Okay? Anything ion. Okay? It means like soul. So this is the artificial. If you have ion, then that's the origin. Okay? Very, 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 very important. Also, we have tile. Okay, so tile is exactly how it is described. It's a covering. Okay, it's a covering. Okay, and so these reptile through the word are able to cover, able to mask as what maintains the soil. Okay, Ra didn't put them here to maintain the sun. They're blocking Ra. Okay, they're putting clouds up, right? Like, don't you see how we were having cold, freezing, and then we had a little break, right? And it was starting to get warm, and then we had the big giant solar activity, a week-long solar activity, and as soon as the snow and ice starts coming again, then it stops. And it reflects in the stock market too, by the way. Okay, so you guys gotta catch up to the crypto shit shower update where we remind you that the blockchain is not a financial umbrella. If we talk about that stuff there. All right. So this is what the code is for reptilian. Okay, very, very important that you recognize specifically that it means the continuation of of sowing the grounds. And what they're sowing is the virus. This is what a parasite, this is what an application is. Right? So by believing that they exist, by doing all of this types of stuff, then it can continue. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to give them the true what they're doing, because they're not maintaining any shit. Okay? What they're sustaining is their virus program. All right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reverse the RE, because they're not of Ra, so they're not of sustenance, they're not of anything of life, they are of dead, so they can't be using these tags and calling them anything associated with life, because we give them life by speaking their shit. So we reverse the RE to ER. Now we have properly ash. So right now it is bring to ash. Remember, they have us earning a living. When you cremate your dead, you put it in a urn. Okay? You've earned your pass to what? Heaven. I've taught you that. That's a log, because a log needs to be heaved. It's heavy. It can't move on its own. It's dead. Right? And so they got you all begging and wanting to be a log, to be beheaded, and your legs and your head removed from you. Okay, that's what you're asking for. All right, so we reverse the RE, we now have ER, so that stays the same. So now we have erptilian, an erptilian, an erptilian. That's what they are. They're not reptilians, they're reptilians, because that's what they do. They go around and they turn everything to ash in the ground. You understand this? Reptilian. That's what they do. And that's what they are. All right? So that's the code for reptilian. Okay? They're not the ones that are going to be sowing continuing to sow a parasite program on Earth. Okay, this is the code to reptilian. Right? They can tell you they're in charge. They can tell you all of that stuff. But this is how. This is how it happens. Just from that word. Just from you believing that the early stages of your brain development is a reptilian brain. And all of this fucking garbage. Like all of this, oh, we live in like this is ridiculous. Okay, so all of the depictions that you see, I'm going to go back to the Facebook, okay, to show you and prove something here, you flat earthers, okay. And you know what, this always resets itself, so I might not even be able to get that post, but regardless, whenever you see those depictions of multiple places under a dome and surrounded by ice, and they want you to believe that that's Earth. If you notice, they're all on what you can say is a globe or a sphere. Okay, you got that? You understand that, people? That's how fucking silly you guys all are. I'm trying to find it. Okay, I can't. All right, but go look, pay attention. There you go. Okay, here. Okay, here you go. Okay, so here you go. It looks like it's, it's all a flat plane and shit. Like, this is probably not a good example, but I've seen many of these examples where, they put like a curvature or whatever, and they have these things as some kind of compromise solution, right? Like, whatever. I keep telling you guys that's a whole argument, preemptive psychology, because the words that you're using cannot describe anything that has any form. And this is why they want you to use those words, because they want you to believe and they want you to think that Earth is a living thing. Okay, they want to flatline Earth. That's what they want. Okay, you understand, the reptilians. That's what they want to do. So that's what you guys are debating and arguing on how you're going to do it. Whether you're going to globe it, right, or you're going to flatten it. Because both sides are controlled. Both sides are absolutely in the wrong. All right. So this is your sound logic calibration for 1940. And let's take a look. We're going to have to, well, they could still be calling reptiles. It doesn't really matter. But the bottom line is in Ta'angodu, the rule is everything is what it does. That's what we call it. You can't call something, that it's representing but not doing. And that word reptile is a perfect word, because they got represent right there. You understand that? Okay, it's straight in the code. Okay, it's straight in the code. So the number one thing to stop it is you remove the code that says it's to be continuing. And that is the RE. We reverse it. So now it's ER. Okay? We're going to take them to the ER, the emergency room. Okay? You understand this, people? Okay? Because sound is emerging. Or I shouldn't say sound isn't emerging, because that word emerge is, again, another silly word that I've already decoded. All right, so there you go. It's reptile. Okay, not reptile. Okay, it's an reptile. Okay, it brings ash. Now, this now doesn't suit that description, does it? Because these crocodiles and all this stuff, they don't go around, putting any virus application. They don't go around,